pound, Sugar Ray Robinson the greatest fighter ever lived.
Oh, come on, man. What about Joe Louis?
The Brown Bomber. Now that was a great boxer.
You damn right.
I suppose nobody in here ever heard of Cassius Clay.
We got a point. Cassius Clay was a bad mother.
Hey, I ain't saying Clay ain't bad. I'm just saying I stopped liking Cassius Clay once he changed his name to Muhammad Ali. What kind of is that?
If his mama called him Cassius Clay, I'm gonna call him Cassius Clay.
That was a scene from the 1988 classic Coming to America, where Cuba Gooding Jr. made his film debut, Cuba. How much fun was that
Y'all
moment?
got me looking like Stoney Jackson. That's a cold movie there.
You rocked it, though. You rocked it.
Thank you. You know what's so funny about that scene? I actually had a dialogue with Eddie.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I tried to hustle him out of the $8 haircut.
What
and he
happened?
Goes, yeah, I'm supposed to go, oh, you know what? I left my wallet at home. I'll be right back. He go, wait. You left your wallet at home? Yeah. And you gonna be right back with my money? I said, yeah. He said, well, tell you what. He grabs my hair and he goes, and takes a big chunk and goes, when you come back with my money, your hair be here.
Oh!
And I run out, and they cut it out the movie. So
they should have definitely left that one in.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
Okay, so we have to ask you, what's your favorite quote from that movie? Everybody has one.
Oh, the royal penis is clean. No, I don't know. I have so many. There's so many
say that on TV?
wonderful moments in that.
Not that close.
No.
What's yours, Shannon?
Mine's more of a song. She's your queen to be. Yeah,
That's how
that'll be
good you hit that note.
I practice all the time.
Yeah, very.
I have to sing it to Lola when she walks in.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, and Lola, which one is your favorite?
I love that song.
Right.
That is a good moment. Bark Like a Dog is really funny.
Oh, yeah.
Like a big one.
Yeah, that's right.
That's pretty good.
How awesome was she, too?
She was great.
Oh, great.
Okay, back to you.
Back to you, yes.
Let's talk about Boys in the Hood, another classic film. How life-changing was that role for you?
Well, I auditioned for that movie, then got the call back to be put on tape, then the screen test, then a second screen test. Then the first day of rehearsals, after they told me I had the part, Steve Nicolaides, the producer, and John Singleton came into the casting room, and John threw the script down and goes, I can't believe they're making me do this. You have to screen test again.
Are you kidding?
What?
Yeah, first day of rehearsal.
Why?
So because the studio were gambling this major motion picture on a no-name actor. I mean, that was the bottom line.
Right.
But they had such faith in John Singleton's screenplay, which was wonderfully written, and the fact that John had never directed with a first-time, actor. They were like, let's see this kid do this scene in close-up just to see if we believe it. And it was a scene where he says, give me the gun tray. And I was shaking because I was so upset I had to do it again. I was embarrassed. They pulled me out of the room, that the tears just flew down. And so we finished the rehearsal, 3 hours later. And Steve Nicolaides stood up, ladies and gentlemen, the studio just called. It's official. Cuba Gooding Jr., you're playing Trey in the movie. They applaud. And I was like, for today, right? I was so upset. But that was a magical. If you remember, Ice Cube had done some music before, but he really didn't become legendary until after that movie. Right. So we all were like looking for somebody to look up to. So Lawrence Fishburne was that guy. And it's so funny because on the Life of a King set, I would sit and talk to these new 3 wonderful actors, Malcolm Mays, Kevin Hendricks, and Carlton Bird. These are 3, to me, they represent Morris Chestnut, Ice Cube, and myself, because these actors stayed in character through the lunch break. They lived these characters, and it was their first film roles, and you could see the devotion and the dedication from these actors. And I saw The Next Generation, and I felt like Lawrence Fishburne with them, because when they would say cut, these guys would come around me in character and just ask me questions about, the scene, almost like being on Broadway. And so impressed.
Why did that film resonate with viewers so much, do you think?
I think because at the time our society was dealing with a lot of strife in the inner cities. I mean, a lot of people, specifically in foreign countries, all they saw was the news coming out of South Central and the drive-by shootings and the black-on-black crimes. And it was like easy to discount these animals in these inner cities, like these heathens. But that movie actually gave them faces. It gave the face of Trey and Doughboy, and these were just kids that were like in Paris. you know, and other, you know, European cities. And so they were like, they're not animals, they're us. And I think, you know, you couldn't ignore it anymore. It had to be addressed. And I think after that movie and a couple of other movies that Menace to Society, people really started to attack the violence and the problem. And the Bloods and the Crips came together and said, what are we doing? You know? And I know there's still a lot of violence still, but I believe that those films were the turning point to get you know, out of that cycle of violence.
Yeah, it forced people to ask the hard questions.
I think so.
To do something about it.
I think so.
Start saving lives.
That's right.
Now, why do you think that film was also so important for Black Hollywood?
Again, I think it showed that we as actors, directors, screenwriters, DPs, you know, we are capable to put out a product that people will come and see and that they can nominate for Academy Awards. For very little money, we told a story that was on as grand a scale as the studio product that had come out that year. And you couldn't deny it. And you couldn't deny the fact that people wanted to see these stories. You know, when I was starting in the business, I would read a script and have to look for it to say African American somewhere and go, all right, there's a role in there for me. Now, you know, my sons are reading stuff and they're like, oh, I could play that character. Oh, wow, that's interesting because that's the doctor. Back then, oh, it's a doctor, they're not going to cast that black.
Wow.
You know, so it's a change. It's an interesting time.
Let's talk about Jerry Maguire.
Why not?
All right. Do people still come up to you and say, show me the money?
Every day.
Really? Every single day?
Yes.
You don't seem like you like it very much.
No, it's one of those,
Yeah, right.
Yeah, no.
Does it get old?
No, you know, you just know when it's going to happen. You kind of feel the vibe when it starts to happen, and then somebody will yell it out and scream it. Like, they don't go show me, they go, show me the money! Like, oh, the funniest thing is when old women say it.
Oh, Lord.
Like, they walk up and they go, show me the money! And they point like, that's you! He's like, yes.
Oh, God.
Don't hurt yourself.
So is it worse when they do it or when they ask you to do it?
Well, yeah, when they ask me to do it, yeah, I always just muddle it. And they go, no, like in the movie. All right, should I just walk around like a little, do I look like you know what I'm saying?
Oh, God. Well, take us back to the moment at the Oscars when you won for Best Supporting Actor for this role in Jerry Maguire. What was going through your head when you heard your name be called?
I peed a little.
Oh,
Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Okay.
Don't hold back, Cuba.
Yeah. Tell us it all.
No, I lost my mind. I literally, I had so convinced myself that there was no way I was going to win that award. So when they called my name, it was surreal. And then the emotions started to come, and I thought, all right, they're going to show this clip on the news of me crying like a little girl up here, so don't do that. So I focused on that, and I started to get the words out, and then I saw my wife kind of wipe a tear, and then I just lost it. And instead of crying, it was like, whoa! You know what I mean? It was like, and then when I saw Will Smith and all the people stand up in the audience, oh yeah, it was like back in the breakdance days
I
for
think
me.
you jumped up in the air.
We jumped straight up in the air.
You were very exuberant that night, Cuba.
Yeah, thanks for bringing that up. Nice talking to you. Wonderful interview. Any other clips? You got me when I was a striptease performer?
Actually, we do have that clip. Let's take a look. No. We'll save you of that. But tell us, how did that moment and winning the Oscar change your career?
Well, you know what it was? It kept me relevant even when the films I was doing weren't connecting with audiences. You know, I did, it's so funny because I tell people I started at the top and then worked my way to the middle. Because after Boys in the Hood and then winning the Academy Award, it was at the apex of my career. And then the box office wasn't there for the film, so I went into the wonderland of direct-to-video. And I wound up working with so many first-time directors. And I could have a lunch with a director and ask him 3 or 4 questions and know if he knew what he was talking about or if he didn't. Which brings us back to Life of a King. Because when I was, again, on that set, they said, you have to start filming tomorrow if this is going to work. And I said, well, I got to get the director on the phone. So Jake Goldberger called me up, and I had a couple of sentences to him, and he's sitting right there. And I knew this man not only knew the essence of who Eugene Brown was, but he was going to tell it in a way. And I think he even said on the phone, this isn't an after-school special. I'll make you proud. I won't embarrass you on this. And I felt he did that. I felt that he was passionate to make sure that the principles came across in this man's life. you know, that he wants to make a change, a positive influence on society. And that scene they're showing there, I'll never forget when we shot that, the interview scene. I mean, it was moments like that that really define Eugene Brown as a man, that he would do and grovel for the betterment of his son and his daughter and the community if he had to. So.
Your parents are actually singers, Cuba.
Yes, yeah, the real deal,
Is your father sang Everybody Plays a Fool?
Lead singer.
Plays a fool.
Yeah.
All right.
And so is Shannon. Shannon was
like to sing on
Moonlight
the show,
Joe. That's when somebody up
No,
here
we
was.
love your dad's music, though.
So why not singing for you? Why acting?
You know, when I was young, I was as exuberant as I am is how I sing. And my dad was like, whoa, you'll hurt yourself. Hey, but you're a great dancer. Let's focus on that. And I think that's why I was a break dancer and did all that stuff for so long. And then, you know, finally the acting thing clicked.
You ended up breakdancing for Lionel Richie?
Closing ceremonies of the '84 Olympics.
Amazing.
That's right. Yeah.
Well, and now
That was
you've
amazing.
played just about every character there is to
No,
play.
not
Okay,
just
so
the
tell me. That's what I was going
Kidding.
to.
Sugar Ray Robinson, and there's a, you
Dream
know,
character.
I'll tell you, well, okay. And there's a book out about this subject matter, but I'm a ice hockey fanatic. I've been skating with the pros in celebrity tournaments for the better of 20 some odd years.
Really?
Did you know before the NHL, there was an all-black hockey league in Canada?
No.
Yes. The runaway slaves who migrated through the East and into Nova Scotia and whatnot befriended the Indians who taught them their game.
Really?
Yes.
That is fascinating.
Yes, and it's an amazing story, and it would be a great HBO series or something like that. And I think it, yeah, that's one that I keep my eye close to the grindstone. I think the book's called Black Ice, and it's just it's an amazing tale, and hopefully that'll come to fruition some way with me involved. I don't care if I'm, you know, just watching it get made or an actor in it. I think it's again one of those stories that we as our youth, especially, you know, our inner city minority kids need to know that we have touched all branches of American history.
Yes.
You know.
Well, something tells me you will make that happen, Cuba Gooding Jr.
We can't wait to see
We'll
it.
figure it
But
out.
first, we have to check out Life of a King, which opens this Friday.
This Friday the 17th.
Well, thank you so much for being here.
Thank
You were
you, my
fantastic.
darling.
Thank you
You're
so
awesome.
much.
And now we want to know what your favorite Cuba Gooding Jr. movie is. Tweet us about it at Arise TV 360.